everyone, it's Semmie and we are back. And yeah, it's been a while. We actually have a couple of new music releases. Minnie from G Idol. If you don't know, G Idol is a K-pop idol group. She's finally having her solo debut, which I'm really happy about. I was really actually hoping for her to have one. I was thinking about Yuki had one last year, and she was definitely killing it last year. She had so many great singles. And I remember me saying to myself, like, I wonder if Minnie's gonna get one. And then boom, beginning of this year, she gets one. And I believe her album is about to drop soon as well. She released one single, which I will react in another video. But that's another release that has also been on my mind for a couple of days. And then the second one, which we will do, can't speak today, which we will be reacting to today, is I from Rebel Heart. I, which I'm so glad that they started the year swing. They had so many great releases last year. All of them were the range of IVE has really been something beautiful to see, especially last year. Like, I think they had a concept that, in the beginning of their career that I know a lot of K-pop fans really loved and probably still do miss. But I do love their range, like the range that they're showing about. They're not just willing to just stay into that kind of girl crush aesthetic of kind of like a rich girl luxury aesthetic that I kind of definitely saw prominent in the first three in 11, Love, Dive, and I Am. But these other ones are definitely more. They're a little bit more rebellious, actually. When I'm thinking about it, like Daddy, Hacienda, when they were fighting like the other versions of themselves, which I thought that was really cool. I really did like that one. And then Hey Ya, and then now doing Rebel Heart. And of course we're gonna go through it, but as I go through the music video, which I unfortunately can't show because it's been like a copyright issue, so you're just gonna have to follow along with me. You might hear it, but we're gonna go dissect the lyrics as we're also watching the music video. One thing that I do is that I like to know what I'm manifesting, and I do believe lyrics are a form of manifestation. So it's always important to review the music with the lyrics that you have, so that way you can just see how it all kind of beautifully comes together and the message in which they're trying to relay. As well as the visuals, which we also will get into as we're also dissecting it. So with that all being said, let's get into Rebel Heart IVE. Oh, Yoonjin. Like, Yoonjin is like on the car and then kind of like seeing Liz, and then this, by the way, this beautiful kind of like room where it's like all pink and she's like petting this little lizard. The lyrics are, start as if I achieved it all, end as if I want it all. I won't be afraid, she's just gonna be me. I think this is kind of like IVE's statement, probably, maybe even for themselves. But after you kind of reach a certain milestone, it feels, and I feel like maybe I probably felt this, and I just mentioned it a little bit previously earlier, was that when they hit that Love, I Am, and Dive stream, people had like this kind of view of them that kind of made them probably feel like, can they be able to keep up this, not that the momentum or the success, it's more so the image that may not always fully, like, it's like when you're finally hit a certain like milestone or point of success, people think that then like you are that all the time, like all the time you are that. And I think, or that you feel that way, like 100% of the time, or majority of the time, like, and I think that's not realistic. It's not realistic. I think as an artist, as someone like myself who's constantly going through a journey with my music as well, there is going to be moments of like, yes, you feel like you're that, you feel like you're that, or you feel like you're the. I'm gonna mute because I don't want to get demonetized. But there are also going to be moments of vulnerability, and there's going to be moments where you don't feel that, and that's so, there's it's not you don't have to run away from that. I used to think that like you don't have to show that you don't feel that all the time because it's a moment of weakness. No, being an artist is being able to be authentic and truthful and be like, you know what, I can voice that I don't, and that could also be a part of my art. That's actually showing the humanity that's in all of us, the fragility and also the ebbs and flows of like our journey as a human being going through this life. And so I see that definitely when they say like gonna pour my heart out, I won't be afraid, just gonna be me. Like they're not afraid of just like, they don't have to stick to a certain type of model of where they were at before. They're still just gonna keep on doing them and just be authentically them no matter what. Even though that they've hit this milestone of being high, they shouldn't have to limit, well, okay, well, like if you want to be a marketer and like a successful marketer, I feel like most people would say just stick to what works only and just keep doing that. But at the same time, there's also this form of like limitation, and also sometimes you can be like, well, that doesn't feel like me right now. Like that was me like literally 3 years ago. That's not me in 2025. Like 2025 me is a different version of 2022 me. And so that means that I'm gonna do and just be me no matter what, even if I did have that high momentum back then. But this is a different era, this is a different new me, and I'm just gonna simply try to be me and be brave. And I think that's kind of where you see the rebel heart, and this rebel heart kind of sounds like this bravery. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much already, but like let's just get straight into it. But I just want to let that be known, like this rebel heart kind of sounds like a brave heart to me, and brave heart kind of comes with like courage and kind of like right into the next part where she says, "I don't care anymore," because that's literally the next word. I don't care anymore. Okay. I don't care anymore. I'll protect my heart no matter where I go. Even their looks in this music video is a little bit kind of like strange. Like they're not trying to be like all cutesy and pretty. They're really having these rebel looks. Like you have Yoonjin who's kind of like wearing like, she just looks a little bit more grungy, like on top of like this car. And then you have Woonyoung with like this like, she's wearing this beautiful wedding dress, but then like she's also kind of posed behind a burning car, and she looks like as if she almost wrecked it, and like she's okay with like the wreckage. Like there's like this element of like, don't be so fascinated with like my beauty to the point where you don't see like I can just be like I don't care anymore. Like I'm here to really show you I'm just gonna be me, and even if that looks weird, dangerous, sinister, kooky. We seen Ray with like wearing these like, she looks great by the way. I love her little curls, and she's wearing like, she has like this little I think she's wearing like a briefcase. Yeah, she's going to school. Oh no, she has like this little bag, but then like she looks super cute. But she definitely looks like, if I were to see her standing on like a platform, she would definitely stand out. Like this emboldened look. She has like this blue, blue eyeshadow, this blue vest, and it looks like she's going to school. And she's just like eating like a tangerine on the bus. She's like, you know what? I'm weird. I'm gonna eat a tangerine. Like she looks so cute, but she does look different. She's wearing like these clips with these heart. Like she's uniquely cute, and this outfit is just showing her personality in the best way possible. And then you have a weird. And I like how they also tagged all these different people. I wonder who they are. Lyrics, which makes total sense. We are rebels in our heart, rebels in our heart. And it. This definitely is this type of song where it's like, yo, like I'm talking about edge. You could never ever be me. I think it's also a statement of like how brave they are, how brave it takes to be who they are in the limelight. Is not something that anybody could really just do so easily. Like the reason why they're able to do what they're able to do is because they are rebels. They are going against the grain. They are being authentically themselves no matter what. And that's why they're like, we're rebels in our hearts. That's why you will never ever be me, because like there's only a few people who could do what they do. Does that make sense? There's only a few people who have the courage and the bravery to put themselves out there like the way that they do. I feel like this is definitely a comment towards the hate stance. This song is for the hate. I'm not saying the haters, but this song is starting to give me. It's giving a direct message to those who are giving them negative feedback online and about IVE. Yeah, this feels like that. It's more so for the critics, and it's not like you can be critical of like what they're doing, but seeing looking at the visuals here. Right? Right, and I'm seeing Guyan with the camera, and she's like spinning around, like she's just filming herself, and she's like, you know what, I don't care. Like there's kind of like this playfulness and kind of like in that action, and it's saying like I don't care, anyone can run their mouth, but yet putting it into action is what's hard, right? Like doing the actual work, being out there, doing it, moving it. We'll just do it. That's what's hard. It could only be me. They're rebels. They're natural rebels. It seems like that's kind of like what they're really leaning in on. That they're just naturally rebellious and just being authentically themselves, and they have no other way of how to be. Like that's just who they are. That's just who they choose to be, and they're not going to move or waver from that. Which is where you see that we won't waver from that. We are rebels in our hearts. This is a beautiful message. This is definitely a message for the stands, though, the hate stands, for sure. And it's giving me Twitter. Twitter hate stands. Yeah, I know which ones. That boxing ring. Oh yeah. This definitely feels like a message. This definitely feels like a message. I think this is good I feel like this is a good cathartic release for them. This type of single to really channel all the negativity that maybe they faced in the media or even online, and kind of being like, because the way that Yoonjin is almost crying out, it feels like she's screaming out and punching in the air. Yeah. She's screaming out and punching in the air, and then we have somebody who's like, yeah. She's going off. And then there's also a part where without any reason, sometimes we just need each other. We know exactly what that feels like. So rather than expecting eternity, I want to understand your moment now. We will always be the rebels. Yeah. Once again, I think this also goes back to what I was saying before about like once you hit a certain milestone or success, people think that it's forever. They expect like eternity from that. Like they expect like you're always gonna hit that and that you're always gonna be on top. Like there is this sense of like, I don't know where we get this from, that like you're always like on top. And even if a person is always on top, eventually people are gonna get tired of you always being on top. Not even just tired, but it's also boring. Like it's also boring. Like it kind of loses. Like it kind of loses. You lose a little bit of like an adventure of wanting to work for more because you're always on top. So I think that. So rather than expecting eternity, I want to understand your moment now. Like I want to understand who you are right now. Is such an important thing. We will always be the rebels. So I think IVE wants, especially us, whoever K-pop stans or idols or whoever her fans are, people, general public. But for those who are in the K-pop universe, they want us to understand who they are now, not who they were, like from like the old IVE, And I think definitely that Love IVE era, I think that they're really talking about that Love IVE era because people are expecting that same type of momentum and single and momentum from that era, like with this era, and it may not be the case. It may not be the case. I think that's what they're trying to say. Like, I want you to understand who we are now. This is who we really are. Not saying that their songs weren't great. That's not who they were either with Love Dive, but they caught a viral moment and they had huge success. But the real aspects of who you are as an artist are not when you hit the top. It's actually when you hit the mellows and the lows, and then you get to the top, because the mellows and lows really establish the groundwork of really who you are. You need a successful, or you need a successful, but you need a failure. You're simply there, and you're simply honing in the foundation of your identity as an artist. And I think that they're doing that now. They're like in that middle way, but that's really solidifying their sound. It's solidifying their sound, their brand, their identity, no matter what, even despite the highs and lows of life, and who they are now, as well as they're also growing as individuals as well. Like they were really young, like some of them were like teenagers, and now they're like adults. So this is huge. I love that. Yeah, it was an anthem. This was beautiful. I feel like songs like this don't usually tend to go number one, especially from idol groups, because like they're always seem to be doing like the flashy visual stuff. But these are the songs that are so beautiful that really shows that their artistry, like they have heart, and that show that they're not just here for like the virality, but there's a message that they have towards not just even stands, but like anyone. This is a psychological message that I feel like that they're showing through their music, and it's showing that we are rebels, stay true to who you are no matter what. Yeah, this song is very personal. I think this was such a beautiful, beautiful message. This was great. I love songs like these. This is a powerful anthem. This is a powerful anthem, 100%. Alright guys, that concludes my review of IVE Rebels Heart. It was so emotional. Honestly, it kind of really showed me how beautiful and powerful this message is, and it's such a great time to hear this type of message right in 2025, where so much is going on in the world, and to still show that we are rebels in our heart. We still got a lot to do. Don't get drowned in, or drowned. Don't stay drowning in the relics of the past, even the success of the past. Stay true to who you are now, and be authentic and rebellious in your adventures right now, and being authentically you. And so that's my message for you today, and it seems like that's a message that I want to have for you guys too as well. Stay strong, stay a rebel, and talk to you soon in the next one. Bye now. Semmie out. Bye.